Hello everyone! Beachcast, there's Beach. I know I said Claudia would be on tonight, but it's been raining and she doesn't want to get a fringe wet, right? She says she's been all day messing about with a fringe, right? So she doesn't want to get wet. So she'll be next week. Anyway, so what's happened this week? Well, can you remember last week? Peloton bike, Smudge, the Jack Russell, when he wrecked it, smashed it, tore it apart. Yeah? Anyway, phoned up Peloton. Hello, is that Peloton? Yes? What would you like? I says, what happens if you break the Peloton bike? And he says, oh, you have to pay 25 quid. And I thought, wait, 25 quid? That's not, is it? 25 quid for one of them bikes? And he says, oh, 25 quid every time that advert comes on the telly. And I went, what? Every time it comes on the telly, I've got to pay 20. Do you know it's on every 5 minutes? She says, oh no, but it's just that advert. When the new one comes out, you don't have to pay. So every time, oh, I'm awake now, you Smudge the cat, we have Smudge and Jack Russell, right? So Smudge wrecked it, right? So I have to pay 25 quid every time that piggin advert comes on. Right, now I didn't swear there, I said piggin, right? Because I want to show you something, right? The Polish producer, right, from Poland, right? What happened was, when Poland was behind the Iron Curtain, right? And they had the secret place, the Polish secret place, right? Well, they used to, when the Iron Curtain, they disbanded it, say. So when they disbanded the secret place, they had like a sale, selling all the stuff off, right? So the Polish producer went and got one of them electronic torture things, right? So what they do is they put like an electrode in there, right? Right, press this button, right? Press that one. The light's on. So he's implanted in there. So what should do, that should come up. Hold on. Where's it at? Right. See there? See, did you hear that? And that light's on there. So that means it's connected, right? So this is what the Polish police used to do, right? Yeah. So when that goes off, it's armed, right? So what I'm going to do, right, every time I swear, he's going to press that button and I'll get an electric shock. So going off past episodes, you might be in there, I might be took by ambulance, right? So I'm going to try not to swear. So I've handed this to the Polish producer and he's put his finger on the button. Right, so what else has happened today apart from Smudge? Well, I took Smudge I went to Aldi, right? And do you know what this? So I went outside, so I get my trolley, right? Smudge, I said, Smudge, stay there, Smudge, right? Anyway, as I'm going into the thing, he's Smudge attacking an old woman with a trolley, right? Honest, I've never seen a dog lift a trolley before. He's hitting this old woman with a trolley. So Smudge, will you give over? You're going to get me into trouble. So anyway, I went to Dali and all that, and I had to take Smudge, right? So like Claudius wants us to take him to the kennel, but I don't want to get rid of Smudge, all right? Anyway, so he's around there somewhere. He'll be biting someone. What I want to talk about today is colour blindness, right? Now I'm colour blind, right? Now people, when I say, well, I'm disabled, and they go, disabled, colour blind, and I say, right, I'll give you an example, right? When I left school, I wanted to go in the fire brigade, right? Right, the return fire brigade went there because we used to have a fire brigade. Now we've got a new fire brigade, but we still call the football field the fire station field, even though the fire station's not there anymore, right? We still call the new houses, even though they were built in 1979. Them was the new houses, right? Anyway, so the fire station and all that. So that was it. I was going to go to the return fire service. Joe was there, Joe Bradley, and our Harry Madison. Who else was there? I think Harry Craggs was there. Anyway, one of the Metcalfs was there. So they had all my uniform ready and all that. So I had to go to the medical, I had to go to County Hall in Durham to get my medical. So I got in, took all my clears off like that, like that, right? So she says, come here. So right? She gets the colourblind book out. Here you go, right? Have a look at that, right? Right, what number's there? And I'm going, oh, say that one, say that one, say that one, say that one. Oh, I can't say that one. No, no, no. Oh, I can say that one. And she shook the book. She says, right, you're colourblind on shades of different, right? She says, oh, right. She says, so you can't, I'll have to fail you the medical, so you can't go on the fire brigade, right? She says, the reason I know you're colourblind is because you got so many, like the basics, so you can say the prime colours, but then when you got the shades, you couldn't say them. And she says, that one that you saw at the end, only colourblind people say it. So if you say the number there, we know you're colourblind. And I went, why? It's a trap. You know, it's a trap. So I couldn't be a fireman, right? Which was, I was good at, right? So that, like, and then they write all these jobs that you can't do, right? You can't be a policeman, right? This is P.C. Madison. I'm chasing after a bloke in a bluey green shirt. Yeah, bluey green. But you can't get bluey green. Because, right? Gary Mason, who lives next door to my dad, right? He was painting the shed and the fence, right? And I says, why? It's a nice colour that, Gary. Is it green or is it grey? And he said, it's blue. And I went, well, I got that right and wrong, didn't I? I says, it's blue. He says, well, I says, is it not bluey green or whatever? He says, well, it's marine. That's what it's called, marine. Right? So I was right, bluey green. I should have said marine. I'm chasing after a bloke in a marine top, right? Not the camouflage one, the green blue one. So I couldn't do that, right? So I was telling everybody about being disabled. Right? I'm disabled, I'm colourblind. Oh, you're colourblind and all that. Anyway, I went to the disabled toilet one day, and I come out the disabled toilet, right? There's a woman in a wheelchair. She says, what are you using the disabled toilet for? And I said, because I'm disabled. She says, what's the matter with you? I said, I'm colourblind. She says, you can't disabled. I says, I tell you, what colour does that door say? She says, green. I says, well, it looks orange to me, right? And I says, what's the other colour? She says, that's red. And I says, well, that looks like green, right? I says, so, right, you have got all the toilets set out for you the same height, so you have to get out, so it's all, right? Me, right, when I go, so you can say the colour of the door. So you say the green and you can go in. I'm stood here, I didn't know what colour it is, I'm stood here, and I have to go and try the door, right, because I'm disabled. I can't say the colour. And she went, right, she just waved the stallion. Ah! Sorry, swore. I nearly swore again there. So, anybody who's colourblind will understand what I'm about to say, right? So I'm going to decorate the house, right? So that's, by the way, that is ivory cream, right? It's not magnolia, it's ivory cream, right? I've got rid of all of them, and I've got like a green. I've got a green over there. So that's going to be, white. I'm going to fill that white, chalk white, right? Because that's the name of the paint, chalk white, right? So that's a giveaway, isn't it? So what they do is, when I'm trying to find the colour paint, right, I sort of can guess by what they call the paint, right? So if they say strawberry split, I go, it's red. Strawberry splits are like a red, right? Strawberries, right? I know strawberries are red, right? Well, to me they're red, right? Next one, next colour. Well, that looks orange, so that must be green, right? That one over there, right? Marine. Well, I know marine's like a bluey, yeah, it's like a blue, right? And then I get some, I says, where's the red? So I'm looking for the red, and I see it on the shelf. Wilkerson's, Wilkehorse, no, it's Wilkehorse now, right? I says, that looks like red to me, right? So what I'll do is I'll read what it's called, and then I'll know if it's red. So I read it, and I swear to God, it's called Nearly Famous. Nearly Famous. What on earth is Nearly Famous? I had to go down the cash till, and I says, excuse me, is that red? Is that red? I must have been off school the day we learnt about Nearly Famous. Nearly Famous, red. Right? On account of who the fuck, blue. Right? Just keep right. Right, so I was thinking, I've come up with a plan. When I work at the crisp factory, KP, the best one, not like one, not Walkers, sorry. Right, you shut all up and went nicked off. So what happened was, I used to work on the line, so they sent us to the front. So what you do is the potatoes, chatties, come through and they go into this like peeler. Now I don't know what happens in the peeler, because I thought if I climb up I'm going to go straight over, you know what I mean? We've peeled, right? So the potatoes come out of there and they like roll on these rollers, right? So my line leader came up and he gave us this knife, right? And he says, right, I want you to cut the green bits off the potatoes. And he went, before I had time to say, why aren't potatoes green? I thought potatoes were green. Cut the green bits off. Like, well, so I was stood like that. And obviously they were going through, right? So the manager, the shift manager comes up. He goes, what's going on here? And I says, I can't do this job. Why? I says, I'm colourblind. They told us to cut the green bits off, right? And I don't know, I can't say, I thought potatoes were, he says, right. So he picked a potato off the rollers. And he said, sure, this is true. He says, see that little bit there on the potato? I says, yes. He says, what colour is that? I says, orange. He says, right, cut the orange bits off. And he went, oh, I went, isn't that simple? That's what I should do. All I need to do is rename all the colours I say, just rename them. So when I say orange, I say green. So when I say orange, somebody says, what colour is that? I go, that's green. And they go, yes, you're right. Right? What colour is that? Do you know that? Whenever you tell anybody you're colourblind, they go, what colour is that? What colour? That's fucking. Ah! Right. I said, right? Just change the name of the colour. So all I need to do is I go around and I have to look at the colours, right? And I have to rename them all, right? So obviously, red now becomes Nearly Famous, right? So when I say that, it's Nearly Famous, I'll remember that. So that's great, right? Even though it looks blue. So it looks blue to me, but it's green. It's that grainy blue. Grainy bluey grey. Right? You know, like the Vicks top. I thought it was grey, but it's grey. Apparently that's grey. So that's my little crack about being colourblind, right? How it's a disablement. Aldi, the green and the red light. I don't know which one's green and which one's red. I'm stood there with my trolley, right? Looking at the thing. It's green. Everybody's going through like that. It changes colour. Sorry. Red light. All the people, not one of the people go, oh, excuse me, are you colourblind because it's green? No, they all push in, didn't they? So I'm stood there, right? No. So you don't realise how many different things, you know, how many things the stuff to do. Can't be a pilot, can't be an ambulance driver, can't be a doctor. Be a joiner, taper, well, I've tried. Well, Freddie can't tell you how good I am. Well, that's it for the week. Have a good one. I'm gonna paint me bedroom chalk white and Nearly Famous. So if you actually do come into my house, don't say, oh, I like your red wall. It's Nearly Famous, right? Nearly Famous, right? Anyway, remember, right? You can replace your phones and your cars. You can't replace your friends and your family. So make the most of the time you've got with them, right? And just love them, right? It's a time just to forget what's going on and new start. We go out, new start. Everybody, just start again. So, Anyway, I love you all. God bless. You might see Claudia next week unless it's raining. So, goodbye. Love yous. Bye.